The Hutton Settlement is designed by Spokane architect Harold Whitehouse. Mr. Hutton's instructions are clear. Build it with the comforts of home and to last 250 years. Even if you've never been here on campus, you may be familiar with Mr. Whitehouse's work. He designed Spokane's Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist in 1929 and the Benowa Creamery milk bottle in 1935. The original Whitehouse and Price drawings for the settlement clearly show space above the front door reserved for something special.
It is my life's pleasure to be the fourth executive director here at the settlement. I get to know many of the children who are today out being successful adults. Every Hutton young person has his or her unique story, and everyone is welcome home.
So, I kind of had a bad home when I was a baby because it was my mom's friend and she didn't treat me right. So then I went back to my old house, like my house where my real mom was there, and it kind of went bad there.
When I was just little, our father abused me and my mother, and then when my other 5 siblings came along, he abused them too. And so when I was 8 years old, my mother died from an overdose. And so I lived with my grandma and grandpa for a year. And then one day our uncle came and said, I just found this great place online and I have friends who used to work there, and it's called Hutton Settlement.
My mom and dad never got together, and so they were like together, and I just like look back and I see pictures of like my mom holding me as a baby and like my dad is there. And then so when I was about 3 or 4, they would like argue, and they just like, my mom had like 5 different guys in the house at like different parts of the day, and it was really bad.
One day we were about to head out to the city park. We would do it every Saturday morning, and there was like a knock on the door, and my dad opened it up and a bunch of police officers stormed in. My brother and I were scared at the time. We ran and hid under a bunk bed, and it turns out that he was arrested for using drugs at the time. And later on in life I found out that he suffered from schizophrenia, mental illness. He had these bad hallucinations. We went through about 7 or 8 different homes from the time I was 5 to the time I reached Hutton.
The Hutton Settlement is home to about 50 children today. Unlike the orphans who lived here 100 years ago, most have one or both parents involved in their lives in some way. And unlike a century ago, when most young people left here at age 18, most today transition to adulthood through college, trade school, or some other program. While it may look like a magical campus, the life-changing things that happen here are real.
Obviously, we bring in kids that are coming from environments of significant challenges throughout their history. And they come with challenging behaviors and getting the right people that can recognize the deep goodness of every child behind all of the challenges is the primary piece in that. So people can look beyond the surface and see the deep goodness in every kid and treat them as such. That's where it all begins.
Hutton family members all have homework and chores and must participate in at least one of 4 campus clubs: woodshop, outdoor adventure, culinary arts, and sustainable farming, by far the favorite. Every year, for the past 100, the Hutton family plants a kitchen garden.
Right? Some of you who are in the culinary arts group are going to be feeding some people who are in need in the Millwood community.
This year, it's a centennial garden.
I think that it really instills a lot of self-confidence in our kiddos. If they can see that they can grow their own food and grow their own flowers, they can feel really resilient, just like our plants feel. They can feel hopeful that even when it's so cold in the winter, that in the spring they know that something that they planted last fall is going to grow again. So our ultimate hope is all about hope. with the garden, that they really learn to see that whole cycle, get really excited by it, and know that, you know, there's something good out there for them, that they can grow and just like them.
The most common question I get asked by people just around our community is, do you eat real food? And the answer to that question is, yes, we eat real food. It is not a prison cell. It's basically like a 5-star hotel out there.
The Hutton Settlement operates on a $2 million annual budget, sustained mostly by a commercial real estate portfolio of about 20 Spokane area properties. Grants and donations help too. My successor, CHUD WENDLE, is only the 5th executive director in 100 years. CHUD remembers playing out here when he is a youngster, when his mom attends board meetings. Today, he manages a payroll of 24 and a volunteer base of 200.
We currently have 32 children on campus. It started with 80 back in the day, 20 in each cottage. Right now we're about 8 to 10. But we have over 1,000 alumni in the 100 years. We are so blessed and fortunate to be on 320 acres, beautiful land, 21 board ladies. My favorite number is 0, and that it comes actually down to $0 that we take from the government. We are totally independent.
Al Hutton makes several key decisions at the beginning to govern his settlement for the long term. He specifies that the home not be affiliated with any political organization or church, that siblings be admitted together, that the children be educated in public schools, and be required to do reasonable chores. At the first century mark, all of that remains in place, governed by a board of 21 women.
I had lost my dad at 9 years old, and losing my dad at 9, I learned a lot. My brother was 6, and it kind of turned our world upside down. So I realized how important that stability and the family and the whole concept of Hutton just grabbed my heart.
Regardless of the time or place or size of a family, every board member and staff member here will tell you it all comes down to
relationships, mom and dad working together, and I think we have to listen to the children. And I love that about Hutton. There are so many house parents and people that help. Everyone's listening to the kids.
I just marvel at the time and the efforts and just that patience to be able to hold that little kid's hand and be able to get them through their days and watch them grow then once they're starting to get on a road of some normalcy, to watch them grow and prosper.
Hutton students attend West Valley Public Schools like many of their friends in the area. They walk to the school bus in the mornings, attend classes during the day, eat lunch, and talk with their friends, enjoy sports and activities in the afternoon, then come home at the end of the day to adults who love them.
Whenever you see the kids walking down, and they're all yelling and cheering and holding hands or walking down, just scattered the lane, that's a gorgeous sight to see. There's not anywhere on campus that you can't go. You can walk into the cottage and it's alive, you know. I love it when we go into during dinner time and they're all chattering and setting the table and cooking and asking if, you know, we have napkins, and it's a fun place to be. And you can think and you become alive. You know, it's a great place to be.
Mr. Hutton dies at 12:20 on the afternoon of Saturday, November 3rd, 1928, of complications from diabetes. Artwork of the Settlement Clock Tower stops the hands at that hour to remember the end of the founder's era. Mr. Hutton wills his mining shares and commercial properties to the settlement to sustain it in perpetuity. Word of his death appears on the front page of the Sunday Spokesman Review. A washerwoman who knows the Huttons back in their Idaho days offers a quote for the ages. She calls Mr. Hutton an angel in pants.
You say angel in pants, and it gives me goosebumps, because everything that we do now to care for the kids, it's an inspiration that is It's just awe-striking from the standpoint of here's somebody that develops all this wealth, could have done anything for it, but he wants to provide a better life for children that didn't have that opportunity, much like him. And it's the perfect description, and for me it's an inspiration to try to continue to strive for.